beautiful place. The Wagners were involved. Of course, I'm short of time, otherwise, over a cup of tea or during lunch we can discuss this. So, but there was a lot that had happened as to why this happened as a special operation. Much about it later when we discuss. But this is how I felt that the operation started. And, this is how it really panned out. All yours, sir.
Thank you, Arti. Well, he will come back again to explain some of these initial bites that he's covered here. We next have Saurabh Bhatnagar. Brigadier Saurabh Bhatnagar is a sapper officer. He's pursuing a doctorate on change management in the armed forces, including the impact of emerging technologies. He has some interesting ideas which are built on historical occurrences. He will talk of historical perspectives and the role of technology in warfare.
Thank you so much, sir, and it's an honor to be part of this esteemed panel. Taking off from where our topic for today is with its reference to niche technology, and the Army Commander also, in his opening remarks and his address to us, referred to the importance of technology. So I would say that there is a consensus on technology being one of the preeminent arbiters of destinies on the battlefield, and that's been like that for ages. I'd say that for the first person who would have forged a sword or strung a bow or put a saddle and stirrup on a horse or used gunpowder to launch projectiles, these are all commanders and nations willing to use technology for military means, and history is witness to the fact that they usually ended up on the victorious side. In the modern era, we have these 4 industrial revolutions with key technologies having come in, and each one of them has led to a revolution in military affairs. The first industrial revolution was defined by the steam engine, which led to global shipping and the railroad, leading to navies with tremendous reach and armies that had transformed logistics, which led or enabled the Western navies to literally subjugate the entire world. The second industrial revolution was more to do with the internal combustion engine. It led us to the advent of mechanized warfare and also air power, something which has again transformed warfare forever. The third industrial revolution was about electronics, IT, and nuclear power. There's something, these led to precision-guided munitions and battlefield transparency, and these are some of the technologies that we've been witnessing since the Gulf War and all the ensuing wars since. So that begs the question, we are in the 4th industrial revolution as on date. It begs the question as to what is the key technology which is defining the industrial revolution that we are living through, and what will be the RMA or the revolution in military affairs that it will lead. The key technology we know is the silicon chip, something which has grown in its processing power and shrunk in its size and cost exponentially almost 8 billion times since the 60s. There's something called the Moore's Law, you'll be aware of it. It is exemplified beautifully by the fact of, I'm sure this audience would remember, in the late 80s or the early 90s, we literally used to be requesting vehemently the Americans to give us the Cray supercomputer. We wanted it because we wanted to use it for agricultural and weather forecasting purposes. Then it never came to us. Today in this room, each one of us is carrying the processing power of 4 to 5 such Cray supercomputers in our pocket. That Cray supercomputer was the size of a tennis court. In those days, money cost almost $100 million. Your phone, your mobile phone today, gentlemen, carries 4 to 5 times the processing power. By that count, we have some 500 odd Cray supercomputers worth of processing power here. This has led to certain magical technologies coming in. There are certain trends. Klaus Schwab of the World Economic Forum has classified these mega trends in physical, digital, and biological domains. In the physical domain, the key technologies of these are autonomous machines, and I'm sure we'll get to talk of it quite a bit today because drones and such autonomous machines have finally started showing their face and their power in the Russo-Ukrainian war. Advanced robotics, 3D printing, and also new age materials which have great strength, such as graphene, which will finally possibly break our dependence on iron ores and minerals. They not only have great strength, but they're also, for example, making invisibility, actual invisibility possible. Coincidentally, today the Americans have unveiled the B-21 stealth bomber, the latest. It is entirely clothed in metamaterials, supposedly invisible. On the digital front, we have Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, big data, and blockchain coming in. Again, certain very interesting examples we will get to see today. But something which is ethically troubling, but also has possibly the greatest potential is in the biological domain. It took us almost 10 years to map the human genome. The same process can today be done in a matter of hours. It is possible to tweak the human gene and have genetically augmented humans is a possibility. We have incidentally a lab here, right here in the Tri-City, which is working on such technologies. It can lead to humans who may require lesser oxygen, have better lower body strength, need lesser fatigue, etc. The so-called Sugar Soldier program. So that is also a reality today. Synthetic biology and synthetic blood is also a reality today. So I just finish by saying that all these technologies are no longer in the realm of science fiction and have become a reality. In the Russo-Ukrainian war, we've just seen a trailer. A few of these technologies rear their head, going ahead in future conflicts. We'll see them in much greater strength as we adapt them into our structures and doctrines.
So I just want to ask a basic question. Will these changes or the technologies reduce the need for boots on ground?
So, there are very extreme views on this. If you want to read Army of None by Paul Sharp, for example, he talks of an army of none, where the machines do all the fighting. Looking at it and how warfare has progressed, that may be a very far-fetched notion, but one thing is sure, machines are going to take over a lot of hazardous tasks, and we are going to see more and more machines with greater autonomy. As of late, it is only kind of checkmated with ethical considerations.
So, would that reduce the gap between the powerful and the weak, or would it encourage asymmetry to actually shorten?
So I think it can cut both ways. As these technologies become cheaper, it would empower non-state actors and more disempowered people. For example, a precision-guided missile would cost at least a couple of $1 million. However, today we have $500 drones capable of carrying 20 to 30 kg payload, and as we speak, the cost of these machines is falling drastically. So I think crystal gazing would be hazardous, but it would cut both ways.
One is hearing of the Ukrainians using these multi-billion-dollar missiles to shoot down a few $100 drones. So I think they are enjoying the technology which is being made available to them free.
I think they may have that.
That actually may not be true, sir. That using this thing, because the Bayraktars is actually $1 to $2 million. Probably, and the missile that they are firing, the technology is not so come where they can intercept the missile. But yes, those small, I agree with you, those small surveillance drones and all, yes, they can be dropped, but definitely not with costly missiles.
Thank you. We now go to Colonel Ashwini Sharma. He's the chief editor of the very popular magazine South Asia Defense and Strategic Review. He has brought up that special issue of 75 years of valor and selfless service, which was released today. He's an avid student of change management. So may I have your view on the change management as it was started by Saurabh?
Thank you, we heard Nadesh Pushkar and Saurabh. I'm reminded of what Carr once said, the more things change, the more they remain the same. So we heard of the technologies that have brought about changes in this current conflict in Russia and Ukraine. And of course, before that, just to sort of told us why the war. Just to can you hear me? No? Okay. So, alright. Now then, I do have a couple of observations on what you said earlier, but that I'll come to later. What I was saying was the more things change, the more they remain the same rate. So I wonder what really has changed. I agree the wars have changed, but the principle of war, they haven't changed. Technology has brought about a change in the way we fight our wars. But essentially we do the same thing. If you go deep into history, you look at Alexander the Great, he used the sarissa with an increased length and produced a Greek phalanx which nobody could match up with. Till of course the Romans outmaneuvered the phalanx and then defeated the Greeks. Even Chandra Maurya found a way to defeat the Greek generals who were left behind and chase them right beyond the border of Persia. Last 100 years, it came, seen a whole lot of change from positional warfare to maneuver war to accept the defenses during the Cold War era. And of course, General Schwarzkopf, he applied the air-land concept in Iraq during the storm. Technology has always had a role to play in it. Technology can today help you compress geography and time dimensions, and then give you the advantage, which is something that NATO were relying on when they had to deal with the massive Warsaw Pact armies, particularly armored forces. Coming to the current war, this also started incidentally with air-land operation. On the 24th of February, it failed. They relaunched on 25th. They used armor and infantry link up this time. They managed to capture some, but they couldn't sustain. And what they had captured, they captured the airfield, it was not really usable. So they could not exploit the advantage that they had gained initially. It didn't work. Then came the massive armor columns that had penetrated or gone inside the plane. And of course, then directors appeared on the scene, and there were massive casualties with Russian armor. Then we had Starlink by SpaceX, great show. But in September this year again, Starlink also, it blanked out for a while for a number of reasons. Then of course we've had armed rotor, we had technology coming from Turkey, from